Yeah, I've been on a health journey for about maybe 10 or 15 years. What started my health journey was I knew a guy, he was my driver in LA, and one day I found out he had a triple bypass, and he was like 10 years younger than me. So that kind of shocked me and made me say, you know what, I need to get healthy, because the older I get, the harder it's gonna be to reverse those effects. So I started a health journey, and then when I turned 50.
You're 50?
I'm 52.
Really?
So,
You got healthy. Okay. So
mean-
you take us through 10 guided meditations on the album, and this is to relieve anxiety, boost focus, and find peace.
Yeah.
Envy, you about to go look at him?
No.
Okay, I thought you was
Snap
looking
your
it up. I got the
fingers,
video for you.
baby.
He's right here. I know you be in the gym, Envy. You be trying. You should link with bro because he's doing very well. But this is not new. He's been posting content like this. There's another video of him. I think it's like a week or two
Lil
old.
Jon been like this for years.
I did not know.
And
Maybe
it started from the inside out because, Lil Jon is also really big on meditation. He actually put out a meditation album, I think it was like maybe a year ago.
He came up here.
No, he wasn't.
Did he come up here?
No, he did not. Lil Jon has never been up here. Lil Jon is absolutely positively
To talk about the
somebody.
meditation album?
No.
I could have sworn he came up here.
No, you're wrong. I would
maybe I'm
love
wrong.
to, I would love to have a conversation with Lil Jon. Any opportunity I get to celebrate Lil Jon, I will, because he is one of the most underrated, underappreciated cultural hip hop figures ever.
it's called Total Meditation. It came out in 2024. Yep. I
Snap your fingers.
That's
Come on,
crazy.
man.
I did not know that he had that.
And that's a genre. What you just saying, that was, you talk about people who had moments, Lil Jon had about 1 million of them.
Lil Jon was up here. Salute to Lil Jon. We need you up here,
He's
Jon.
done songs that I didn't even know
put him on
he's
my
done. We were just talking about it behind the scenes. What's something you
Oh,
told
the
me?
Capleton Tour joint. You didn't know he did
Goodies. I did not know that
No,
he
did he
did
do
Goodies. What's the era?
He did do Goodies, right?
I had
I
no
don't
idea.
remember.
But
I
either
think he
way,
did do Goodies.
he had a
I don't
whole
remember. I thought
era.
Jazzy Faye did Goodies. I don't know who did Goodies.
Jazzy Faye was more
More so than Jazzy Faye. More so
Jazzy Faye.
than
Oh, maybe it
Jazzy.
was
No,
Lil Jon.
it's that song by Lil Jon though.
I don't remember. I know, all
Either
I know
way.
is when you talking about the era of crunk, the genre called crunk, Lil Jon was the face of it. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong, 3 6 Mafia created it, but Lil Jon took it to a whole nother level. Then you got snap music, and you got them club records like Shots, and
Yep.
Turn Down
Turn Down
for
for
What?
What?
And when you just talk about personalities,
Dude.
top 5 hip hop personality of all time, man. Come on, man.
I don't give a
When you
F.
can be
Lovers and
spoofed,
friends. Get
Listen.
low.
When you can be spoofed by Dave Chappelle,
And when you
you're a
can-
top 5 personality of all time.
Now, you were a big drinker at one time and totally stopped.
Yes. No
What,
drink.
what made you stop that drinking?
Turning 50.
You waited to 50 to stop drinking?
Yeah.
Judge yourself.
You still drinking in
Yeah, to this day, doo-doo.
Damn.
So I turned 50, and for a while, like a year or two, I had this constant discomfort. Discomfort in my side, and I didn't know what it was. So 50, I need to go to the doctor, right? So I went to the doctor. And the doctor is like, okay, for one, I thought it was my liver, because I'm like, I drink too much. It's got to be my liver, and I'm scared. So he's like, your liver's on the other side. It's not your liver. And then he's like, it's probably inflammation in your gut. He's like, you're 50 years old. You need a colonoscopy anyway to check for polyps. So when I'm in there, I can do an endoscopy and check your gut. Right. So comes back, and I have inflammation in my gut. So I had stopped drinking because I was scared of the liver. So I had already stopped. So by the time I had the colonoscopy, it had been like 6 months, and I was like, I'm good. I'm just gonna not drink no more. So I think I was going like 3 months, and I was like, 6 months. I was like, nah. Then I was like, maybe I go 9 months. Then I went to a year, and I was like, when I got to the year mark, I was like, I'm good. I don't even need to drink no more. You know? And I think one thing that kind of, that like brought some insight to me. Like, health has been like important to me for a while, because I know like a guy that had a triple bypass. He was like 35.
It's been 20 years since Yeah came out.
20 years.
What?
Yeah. Feel old yet?
But the record, that's how you know something is timeless, because that record is still hitting.
The song was like one of the last songs that was recorded for the album. They already knew they wanted to put out Burn as the first single, but we knew Yeah was a smash. And I talked to Jermaine Dupri, and he was like, do what you do. So I kind of leaked the song out to radio stations and DJs, and the record company set up basically what they call a cease and desist. That means stop playing this song. Like, you're not supposed to play this. Stop playing it. They sent it out to all the radio stations. And one station in particular, Hot 97 in New York City, the program director's name was Tracy. She said, nope, this is a smash. We're not gonna stop playing this. She took the letter and framed it and put it on her wall, so she has that history.
A music legend is known for shaking stadiums. But this week, Lil Jon's world was shaken in the worst way imaginable because what started as a missing person report quickly turned into something darker, something confusing, and something that has the internet asking the same question over and over again. How does a 27-year-old just vanish and end up in a pond days later? And the more details that come out, the stranger this story feels. Because according to police, this wasn't a normal disappearance, not even close. It all began in Milton, Georgia, a quiet suburb just outside of Atlanta, the kind of place where nothing really makes national headlines. Until suddenly, it did. On February 3rd, Lil Jon's son, Nathan Smith, also known as DJ Young Slade, was reported missing. And from the very first moments, something felt off. Police say Nathan was last seen early in the morning, around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock a.m., leaving his home on foot. But here's where it gets unsettling. He didn't take his phone. No wallet, no keys. Some reports even claim no shoes, and according to online chatter, possibly not even fully dressed, which immediately triggered concern. Because people don't just casually walk out of their home at dawn like that. Without a reason, without telling anyone, without taking anything. That's not running errands. That's not clearing your head. That's the kind of detail that makes authorities think one thing immediately. Something wasn't right. And from the jump, police described him as possibly disoriented and in need have help. So right away, this wasn't being treated like some celebrity kid trying to disappear. This was treated like an emergency. And the clock was ticking. Once the missing report went public, Milton police launched a full-scale search. And they weren't playing around. K-9 units were brought in. Officers combed through wooded areas. Neighbors were asked to check cameras. Search teams covered every possible path Nathan could have taken. And for days, there was nothing. No sightings, no phone ping, no clear trail, just silence. And when cases go quite like that, that's when fear starts creeping in. Because the longer someone is missing, the harder it becomes to believe the ending will be a happy one. Still, the family held on to hope. Fans held on to hope. And people kept praying that somehow Nathan would be found alive. But then the focus of the search shifted to a place that would change everything. A pond, not far from his home. And what happened next left everyone stunned. Days into the search, dive teams were sent into that pond. And that's when police recovered a body, later confirmed to be Nathan Smith, only 27 years old. Just like that. Hope collapsed, and the story went from missing to tragedy. But here's where things immediately became complicated, because authorities quickly stated something that made people pause. They said there was no indication of foul play, no signs of struggle, no evidence, at least publicly, that anyone harmed him. So, naturally, that opened the door to the biggest question of all. How does a young man disappear in the early morning and end up in a pond with no clear explanation? And that's exactly why the internet hasn't stopped talking, because the details feel unfinished, almost surreal, and people online started spiraling into theories, not accusations, but questions. A lot of questions. Not long after the news broke, Lil Jon released a heartbreaking statement. And it wasn't just a celebrity press release, it was a father grieving. He said he was extremely heartbroken over the tragic loss of his son. Nathan's mother, Nicole Smith, was devastated as well. Lil Jon described Nathan as the kindest person you could meet. Caring, warm-hearted, thoughtful, and deeply loved. Then he revealed something that surprised many people. Nathan wasn't just Lil Jon's son, he was building his own legacy. A talented DJ, a music producer, an artist, an engineer, and a graduate of NYU. Lil Jon said Nathan was immensely gifted, and they were incredibly proud of him. And in their final moments together, they found comfort knowing they expressed their love openly. It was emotional, raw, and it reminded everyone, fame doesn't protect you from heartbreak. But even with that statement, the mystery didn't fade. In fact, it only grew. Whenever a public figure experiences tragedy, the internet does what it always does. It reacts in two directions at once. One side offered prayers, support, heartbreak. People saying, this is devastating. But the other side started asking uncomfortable questions because the circumstances weren't adding up neatly. People kept repeating the same strange details. Why leave at 5 a.m.? Why no phone? Why no shoes? Why head toward water? Some even wondered, was this an accident, a medical episode, a mental health crisis, or something else entirely? And then came the darker wave, the conspiracy talk. Because anytime police say no foul play quickly, the internet tends to push back. People started saying things like, that feels too fast. How did they already know? Something's missing here. Now, to be clear, there is no evidence being publicly shared that this was a crime, but speculation thrives in silence. And this case has a lot of silence. One of the biggest mysteries is what happened in Nathan's final hours. Because between leaving home and being found days later, there's a gap, a terrifying unknown stretch of time. And people keep wondering, did anyone see him? Did he speak to anyone? Was he confused? Was he running from something? Or was something happening internally that no one knew? That's what makes this story hit so hard. Because from the outside, Nathan had so much going for him. Young, talented, connected, a future. But tragedy doesn't always come with warning signs. Sometimes it happens quietly, and then suddenly, it's everywhere. Let's be honest. The pond detail is what people has stuck. Because when most people imagine drowning, they picture deep lakes, rivers, oceans, not a neighborhood pond. So online, people started asking, how deep was it? How did nobody notice sooner? How does someone end up there? And those questions don't automatically mean foul play, but they highlight something important. The public doesn't understand the story yet. And until there's an official cause, people will fill in the blanks themselves. That's what always happens, especially when the person involved is connected to a major celebrity. Another detail that made this even heavier. Lil Jon was reportedly set to perform during Super Bowl weekend, one of the biggest stages imaginable. And instead, he was dealing with every parent's nightmare. That contrast, the spotlight versus loss, only made the story spread faster. People couldn't believe it. One moment, the world is celebrating your music. The next, you're identifying your child. That's the kind of emotional whiplash that stops people in their tracks. Right now, authorities say the investigation remains open. The official cause of death has not been publicly confirmed, and until that medical examination is complete, the biggest questions remain unanswered. Was it an accident, a medical emergency, a moment of disorientation, or something else entirely? Police have not indicated criminal involvement, but they also haven't explained how it happened. And that's why this story continues to grip people, because it feels like the ending came without the middle, like the final chapter was written, but the pages before it were ripped out. At the center of all this is a young man, not just a headline, not just Lil Jon's son. Nathan Smith was a real person, a son, a friend, an artist, someone who was still building his own identity beyond the shadow of fame. He had dreams, plans, music he still wanted to make, a future that, to everyone watching from the outside, seemed wide open. And that's what makes this story so unsettling, because whatever happened in those final hours, it happened quietly. No warning, no explanation, just a sudden disappearance before sunrise, and a silence that stretched for days. It's clear this has left a family shattered in a way words can't really capture. And it's also reminded the public of something chilling. You never truly know what someone is carrying inside, Even when their life looks bright, even when they seem surrounded by opportunity, even when they come from a world that appears untouchable, sometimes the heaviest battles are the ones no one sees. This story isn't just heartbreaking, it's haunting, because the details still feel unfinished. A young DJ walks out of his home before dawn, leaves everything behind. No phone, no shoes, no clear reason. And days later, he's found in the water. Authorities say there's no indication of foul play, but the unanswered questions linger in the air. How did it happen? Why did he leave? What was going through his mind in those final moments? For now, the truth is still somewhere beneath the surface. And until it fully comes to light, this won't just be a tragedy people mourn, it will be a mystery people can't stop thinking about. No clear answers yet. Just grief. And questions that may take time to resolve. So, for now, Lil Jon and his family are left with the unimaginable, and the world is left watching, waiting, wondering what the truth will reveal next. Because something about this case still doesn't feel fully explained. And until it is, people won't stop talking.